Well, today we're going to do the bright shower, whatever that thing is. I don't go to a lot of trouble on the lithographing. I believe I'm correct in my analysis there. We don't do unboxing videos, but we're unboxing this one. So we did one, and I'll go back there and show it to you in a minute. We did one in the, you can always tell the mark of the engineer by the way he opens plastic bags, you know. So don't forget you get 2 of them. Restrictors, and we'll take all this out in a minute, but I'll tell you the truth about this thing, because I've already put one of these up. This is kind of hard to get off because the oxygen or nitrogen, the atmosphere is mostly nitrogen, I don't know if what it reacts to, but it's kind of hard to get off. But once you get the edges off, it does pretty good. But when you put this on where you're going to put it on, you better make dog sure that's where you want it, because it is going to stick. So we're going to try to do, oh, you got to remember these are 2 different sizes, and you got to remember to put them on. I forgot that last time. And so we'll unbox this and look around, and I think there's some stuff underneath it. But the one thing is, okay, all right, okay. And the grease, and it unfolds this way. So I've been putting a lot of stuff together lately, and all right, well, let's see if I can find what I'm looking for here, and maybe I can't, but anyway, all right. So I didn't really follow the directions directly, but I guess you could say that I followed them pretty closely. I would probably turn the water off to the house in general if you're afraid in any way of anything going wrong, because you'll be dealing with fixtures inside the wall. So just kind of keep all that in mind. In case you bump something on, you're just going to dump water down behind the wall. So just keep that in mind too. All right. If you look back on a past video, you'll see where I did this at my house, and the water flow is not very good, so these things are very restrictive. It comes with a little bit of tape and stuff, and generally that's enough there. But I went a couple of days ago at my house, and I took it all apart and put it next to my chair there that y'all see sometimes, and there are little O-rings down in the restrictors, and I took those out, and I took a shower this morning, and it was like beautiful. I mean, I actually had to turn the water down a little bit because it was coming out so much better. So these little restrictors, they have metal plates in them, and they have O-rings in them, and you can either put them in or whatever you want to do. But I think if you're in California, they can trundle you off to Super Max in Colorado for not having the right shower restrictions. So you want to remember too that if you're in California, that this can cause cancer and reproductive issues. So, but the good thing is, if you put this up and you're in California and all your reproductive organs just fall out in the shower, you can just rinse them down. I planned all week for that. Okay, a couple of notes to note. You get a little bag of these, or 5 of them. You get a couple of extras. Go ahead and put those in your places. I think it's 3. It might be more. I don't think it's more. And because if you don't, you'll have trouble getting them in because you'll be against the wall. And that's a fairly good tool. It's okay, you know, one use wonder. And this looks like there's nothing in it, but actually that's grease for O-rings. A little skimpy on that, but that's okay. And I'll tell you a little trick that I used last time. If you have trouble getting the restrictors out, what you can do is you can get a screw and screw down in there, and then get some pliers and pull them out of there if you want to change them, if you want to change the world. But that's like an old bodywork technique, and I pull seals out of a car sometimes this way. Don't let Mick do it because he'll scratch up your crankshaft and you'll leak oil. But anyway, that's just a couple of little things to mention. So if you're going to change these restrictors, there's one here. There's one down in there past that screen. This is a secondary optional for extra money ahead if you want to change. If that's too big for your area, you might want to consider this to just give you a little bit more space, because where we're putting this is as my grandmother used to call it, a shower bath. Sort of your combo thing, so it's a little narrow in there, so that might be just a little bit too monstrous. But anyway, just go ahead and put these in. Don't lose your O-ring grease, and you need to put that O-ring grease around right here. I think we used dielectric grease the other time, but you'll see here that this fits this one, and the other one fits at the wall fixture. Now the other cool thing about this too, if you happen to be vertically challenged, this is a nice kit because the valve is on the bottom. It's not like mine where it's way up at the top where you got to reach way up on your tippy toes. I don't have to, but a lot of people would. And so anyway, that's really I need to mention that in the open or on the title, because that's the driving force for changing this thing in the back bathroom, and I'm going to show you that one right now. So this is the one I did last week. I hear tell the shower, ooh, inner sanctum. So here's what it looks like installed, and you can see it's pretty cool. And that's the original one that came with it, because this shower is rather large. Now I will tell you once again, if you looked at the one that I put up at my house, I put it over here so I wouldn't have this happening, because my water's so hot I get scalded. But see, the valve is right here, and so it's very easy to reach. It's even beneath like my nose. So the only thing, if you're going to do anything with these things, is the danger. There's danger here. So I can't get too far back, but there's what it looks like overall. So not bad, huh? Now one of the things I ran into here was when I put the sticky thing on, I hit this decorative part, but it doesn't seem to be a problem. But if you want to, you can smear a little clear silicone right there, just to sort of seal it up and make sure it doesn't get moldy back there. So there you go, there's that. Okay, so here's where we're going. We're going in this little bathroom here. And ooh, check out the fancy curvy thing there. Oh, it's the other side. So this is what we're going to replace right here, is this thing. So see, it's just a shower bath. But it's really nice, isn't it? Such a clean place. Wish they weren't so mean to me. But that's okay. Get half a hot Gatorade if I'm lucky. So there's what we're going to fix. Got plenty of room. So I hope I don't hit any of the cracks, but it looks like the odds are on my side. It will be okay. I'm going to try to mention every little tidbit I can. You'll notice that one of these ends on this hose has a wrench fitting and the other one doesn't. I don't know, why one would be concerned about that, but I guess this would be, in my opinion, this would be the one that would go up high, and this would be the one that goes onto right there. So now's the time to decide, and go ahead and wrap your, tape up your stuff. Now's the time to decide what you're going to do about your restrictors. It's not real hard to take apart once you put it together. If you mess up, don't like it, you can take it apart with relative ease. Oh, didn't want to do that. Now I'm trying to get this pink restrictor out of here because these are the California ones. And so what you can do, you can get needle nose pliers, or you can screw that in there a little bit. Well, crotch cam 101. Okie doke, let's see, you can screw that in there. I think I'm in frame. And then you can just pull it out like that. See? Cool, huh? And the gray ones, I think, are your South Dakota water flow quality ones, whatever they are. Anywhere but there. So check everything. Make sure that you do this, because you'll be frustrated and you'll end up standing in there for about 10 hours trying to get yourself clean. So my thinking is the only place you need to put the grease is on these O-rings. So just open the bag and just slip it over that and just leave it there until you need it. And you got two things going for you. You get the grease on it, you don't get the grease on your hands, and you keep it clean. Maybe they meant for it to be that way, I don't know. Meant to do that. Okay, yeah, thank you on many levels. So anyway, you got to put a little bit of lube on this part too. There is this part that goes up high, so go ahead and do this one too, because you can go ahead. It says go ahead and put this together, so I will. It's pretty simple. You just put it together. So I'm glad I saw this. This is the builder grade nozzle spray thing, and what I did at my house was, you see that little O-ring down in there, little rubber O-ring. If your municipality allows it, you can remove that ring and you'll get a whole lot more flow. I don't have my dental picks with me, but anyway, so show you what I did. I don't have a lot of my tools here because I don't live here. So getting these out, you can sometimes, instead of going and buying a left-handed monkey wrench, you can do it this way. Could be in your screwdriver, so be careful. Boy, it's tight. I mean, it's a tight fit in every possible way. I'll tell you something about builder grade stuff too. And then there you go. Oop. Close the thing down so you won't get stuff down in there. Oh. So there's that. Well, thing's high up from there to there, isn't it? So I got that out. If you want to get this thing off, you better have some thin adjustable wrench, because you ain't gonna be getting a wrench on that, and that was on there tight too. So I had to get some grandpa slip joints to get that off. So okay, so we're ready to go. Let's go get some things. Apply the thread and stuff, and okay, so you'll tighten this by tightening that. Okay, I'll show you in a second. Got lucky there. Okay, so get that started on there, and then this is not too inconvenient place to stand here, and then very carefully look in there. I don't see anything in the way. Wait a minute. I do see something in the way. Yeah, make sure it's unobstructed by things. There's something in there. Let's take a look up in there. It's just the old tape. Camera. Right camera action. Well, start look good in there. I'll get it out. If you don't get that out, you run the risk of the junk getting in your filter. You see that piece of wood back there? They're all supposed to be mounted like that, so don't go bananas trying to get stuff out, but it's pretty solid most of the time. But okay, let's see about getting that out of there. What have I got? That going into your filters and restrictors can really wreak havoc on your shower head. So dig all that out of there. Okay, back to where we were. Okay. Okay, so what we got here is we're going to have to take a little bit of this material out of here. So now you got to worry about getting it in that thing back there. So I'm probably going to stick a plastic bag or something in there and get a little and chisel some of that stuff out because this is too fat. So I'm glad these things are going wrong because I can show you what happens. Okay, so I took a hammer and a little chisel thing and I sort of just knocked that stuff off, and it's just plaster. So I stuck a paper towel in there to keep the big chunks from flying in bad spots there. Okay, that ought to do us right there. So luckily I don't have to clean stuff like that up because I'm talent. Okay, so carrier, little powder coated, made in USA Craftsman adjustable wrench. Oh, okay. And then that ought to be better. Well, I hope it was better. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we got her started. Just tighten her up. Okay. Smooth, huh? Okay, about that tight. Click. Okay. Okay, have a little bit of this handy because you got to clean where you're going to put this thing. Okay? Go ahead and put these on. Save embarrassment later. Put your set screws in like we talked about. Sometimes you got to take set screws out to get those to go in. And all your little cover things. Let's see where we're going to end up here. All right. And then you can put that on like that. Oh, well, let's turn that around. Okay. Okay. What do you think of that, huh? Okay, so don't tighten anything up yet because you're going to need a carpenter's pencil. Fortunately, I carry one with me, sharpened on both ends. And you can get a level if you want to, but you can follow the tile lines and you'll be fine. And you'll find that you're going to come down here and you'll kind of, I can't do it, I guess I can do it kind of like right here. That looks good enough to me. So you got to be sure at this point because we're going to put a mark here so we'll know the outside of the thing. Now I'll put it on the outside because then nobody will see it because you put it on this side so you can get it off pretty easy. But just get a little piece of, don't use puffs or something like that. You got to use a real clean cloth here. Look, it got a little them things. This isn't offering the flexibility that I had before, so I hadn't tightened up that set screw yet. But I'm going to have to do that to get this in here. So what you want to do is you want to get this thing started. And you'll see it's hard to get started. You can feel it actually. So just go ahead and get it started and then loosely put it back. Pull out on that thing, put this in, I'll show you in a second. Okay, I've got that set screw up there under here fairly tight. It's not completely tight, just tight enough to kind of make it look good. So now I can pull my little red thing here and stick it right there. So I probably need two hands to do that, but just keep eyeballing it and it looks good enough. And so pull that off, and when you stick that thing, you're stuck. Bring it on home to me, yeah. Okay, so I got this thing about where I want it, and here comes your little red cover. Okay, now you're in the danger zone. Okay, you ready? In there, okay. Now you gotta let this, press that on with your thumb all the way around, and you can see it's in there. Now, You can look at my other video if you feel like you want to drill holes in tile. It takes quite a bit of expertise, actually. You can't take a shower in it for 24 hours. So that looks really straight. Okay, good. Good for me. All right. Okay, so she's stuck on there. And I got my set screws in, and so now you can just... This one's a little problematic. That rubber O-ring in this one will come out on you if you're not careful. And then you do that, and then that looks finished. And you'll see that this turns. And I believe that's off, but I'm not sure. And then you can do this. I'm going to show you another little trick too. Now you'll notice that that's in there upside down. And I'll show you how you fix that. So this moves too. This big upper part moves too. But in here, that ain't going to be much of a problem. So anyway, let's do this. I'll show you how this works. Okay, so this one's a little different than the one I did before, but that you don't have to loosen that. I thought you did, but you don't. So this moves about in a ratcheting fashion, and this side's a little bigger than the other side. And you can tell they designed it nicely. It clears back there, and you can do the Joan Crawford double shower head thing. Just don't have any wire hangers in your shower. Okay, so let's put it all together. And I can't test it, I don't think, because it's just, I won't be here long enough for that. The keystone to Western civilization, right there. So this one at least is a little bit easier to deal with. You can get a wrench on it. Make sure your O-ring's in there. And then this will go. Now the thing about this is going to be like a rain shower here. You don't need any tape on this unless you just want to. Okay. Ooh, that makes a ratchety noise too. So there you go. And we'll tighten that up in a minute. But we're going to finish this up now. And that this, with the flats, go here. And then, okay, and then, steady cam, what do you know, huh? This can, oh, make sure these had all the little gaskets in them that they needed. So, that's going to be calling it quits there, so you can do that however you want to. And you got all these multi adjustments here, so there, that goes there, and that's really all there is to it. Just tighten everything up. You might want to check these set screws one more time. As we all know, sometimes those things are problematic. They'll work their way out even after just a short amount of time. Just tighten and retighten. What is it that I do about everything? But there's something where you can just go round and around and around, and it just keeps getting tight. Okay, I'll be nice and pick that up. It's stuck to my toe. Okay, don't say it didn't clean up. All right, well, that's all there is. And this one's good because it doesn't even get close to that handle. That's nice. And we can get Andre the Giant in there. That thing's tall. I don't know if you want to, you can get an extension and bring that thing down some, but it's up to you. I like water real cold, so the higher up it is, the more it cools off. Okay, so that's it. Thumbs up, like and subscribe. And we'll back up and take a look at it. It's the perfect finish for that shower curtain rod. I've never seen one curvy like that. That's pretty groovy. Guess that's a new thing. I'm still driving cars from the 50s, so I don't know all this newfangled gadgetry. Okay, bye-bye. Be sure and clean up. I kind of feel like Ivan at Pine Hollow. This is the, I ended, but it ain't over yet. This is the one that comes with it. Very nice, and my guess is that you, let's see if I'm right about this, because I just discovered something about the one up there. Now there's no really adjusting this one, but this one pretty interesting. That you can make it come out of these ports here or around here, and all you got to do is turn this thing. See, it's just a little click thing. And as you can tell, it's been run, so I've got clearance to do that. Now, one of the complaints here was that the old shower head was so close that it got all this kind of messy. So, well, here we go. And this one you got to do this. Okay, and then you got that going for you, and then you turn this, and it directs it up there. So you can control it this way. That's pretty cool. Alright, so there you go. And this has all been cleaned out, so don't worry about this stuff going down the drain. So that's pretty nice. I think that'll be a lot more pleasurable, and you don't have to stand right up against the wall to take a shower. You'll be a little bit more free to fly there. And so anyway, that's it. Okay. Alright, like, subscribe. Next time. Don't see that very often. Oh, good. Not very long. Cool, huh?